Has anyone ever told you that I can show you better than I can tell you? Well, that's what I'm getting ready to do today. I'm getting ready to show you why you should not panic during a bear market. You ever heard the saying, when in doubt, zoom out? Perspective is everything. We're getting ready to talk about that too. My goal today is for you to really understand that it's not as bad as it seems. And once you do your own research, you will have a better understanding of things. Once you do your own research, you will realize that you have an opportunity and you will take advantage of that opportunity. Hey, listen, it's your boy Crypto Rock. Let's talk about it. What I am going to do today is attempt to compare, well, I'm not attempting, I'm going to compare 2 years ago from January 2020 to June of 2020, the stock market and the crypto market. Let's get right into it. February of 2020, Bitcoin was sitting at 10 grand, a little over 10,000. And around February, March, which is when we started going into, restrictions, COVID, lockdown, you can see Bitcoin lost 50% of its value. Went down almost 50% of its value, went down to 5,500, as low as 5,300, almost 50% of its value. And so anybody who bought it at the top when Bitcoin was sitting over here at 10 grand and it dropped to 5, they were a little bit fearful, right? Maybe. But as you can see, when in doubt, zoom out. This period here of about 3 months is nothing compared to what happened after that. As you can see, from the low in March 2020 to March 2021, Bitcoin hit over 60 grand, boom. And of course it had the gradual dips and then it came back. So currently Bitcoin is sitting at 31,420 at the time of this recording. It's different now just because there are forces that's happening, some forces that are beyond our control. Quantitative tightening, of course, with the fear of recession and interest rates, all those type of things does affect spending, okay? And so in turn affects the economy. So you can see as a result, boom, Bitcoin from the high of almost 70 grand is sitting at 30. So anybody who bought Bitcoin at 70, really you wouldn't be panicking that much, to be honest with you, because you do understand the value. And so anybody who bought it at the high and might have panicked back in 2020 is sitting good right now because you're sitting at 30. And so if we go and we compare Ethereum, the same thing. Where Bitcoin goes, the others follow. So if you can see, Ethereum at the time was at 268 and dropped to a low of $125. Can y'all believe that? $125 for Ethereum token in March of 2020. Imagine if you bought 10. You bought 10 Ethereum tokens, you're sitting at 1,800 currently. That means your $1,250 is $1,800 right now. Do the math, it's just that simple. But now, anybody who bought it at the top at 268, and it dropped like almost 50% or more than 50% of its value, you would have like maybe panicked if you fell into fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But if you didn't, you can see the end result. When in doubt, zoom out. And you can see how Ethereum shot up to a high of almost 5 grand. So think about that. Your $1,200, at some point you take some profit, you would have made way more than the 18 grand, right? And so currently Ethereum is sitting at 1846 at the time of this recording. Let's look at BNB, Binance. Binance is still a very good investment, still in the early stages. Okay, so if you look at the height in January, Binance was simply at $25, ladies and gentlemen. And when the news came out, boom, in March of 2020, Binance went to $10.43. Wow. And now, right now, Binance is sitting at $292. Look at what happened after it shot up. See that? Now, the reason why I'm showing these is because I'm comparing what is happening right now in the market to what happened in 2020. This can get a little bit boring, right? Actually, it's not. But you know what? The reason why it might be boring to some of you is because this is what you're not willing to do. This is the research that you need to do. I'm just saying. Let's take a look at it. I currently have NASDAQ, S&P 500, and the Dow. Those are the three, and Amazon. The blue is Amazon. The Dow is like the gold. The S&P 500 is like the purple. The NASDAQ is like the pink. Look at what happened to the charts. Everything went down. Everything went down. Everything went down. But then it slowly started creeping back up. Now let me just zoom out so that we can have a different perspective on where we were then and where we are now. If you bought into Amazon and you decided to invest in the stock market, you can see that your gains were like miraculous. Boom. Now watch the growth in the last 2 years. Look at how Bitcoin has surpassed. I'm not trying to say anything, but that's the truth. That tells you right there. We have been on a downward trend. Here in January, Bitcoin was literally at about 51,000, and it had the dips. You can see the downward trend went down, back up, down. You see how it's been trading. And so now currently Bitcoin is down. This is the run up. You see, this is the area that I was talking about right here in 2020, how we had that dip. Boom. But now you see that's absolutely nothing. In 2020, that was mind blowing, you know? Now look at it now compared to where we are now. So let's look at Ethereum. Bomb. What we're gonna do is we're gonna zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. But we're not in doubt. Okay, this is just a show. So January, Ethereum was roughly at 3,000, but it was rolling up. I mean, it was literally at like 4, almost 5 in November. But anyway, you can see the gradual downturn. Gradual down, everything is going down, okay? And then BNB the same. Those are the 3 cryptos that I covered, so those are the only 3 I'm gonna stick with. But this generally applies to the whole market. Boom. In January, Binance was hitting at around 450, 460. And then you can see the current downturn. We have been on a downward trend. Be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful. So right now, the media and everything, if you listening to them, you would think that it's over and I need to take my money and put it somewhere and protect your fiat dollars. Okay, what are you gonna do? Take it and put it in the bank? Okay, so if you're listening to that, you're like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. But if you really pay attention and look at the trends and you see what happened back in 2020, you know that this is an opportunity to accumulate. Accumulation is the acquisition or gradual gathering of something. As you can see, it says the accumulation of wealth. That means take your time. You don't have to do it all at once. Take your time. Don't take too much time, but take your time. Do what you need to do. Put in a little bit of something because it's an investment. None of this is financial advice. You know, there is a thing called market manipulation. Yeah, it exists in crypto. We know it exists in the stock market, but it does exist in crypto too. The goal is to control Bitcoin. Now, I have my own opinions, which you may or may not agree with. That's why it's very important that you always do your own research, because when you do your own research, you can form your own judgment based on your research, not mine. If you have an opinion on it, you can comment down below. The goal is to have you and I, the retail investors, to be fearful, to be full of uncertainty, and to be doubtful of this wild, wild west that we're into. Now, you know how I say it. Education minimizes risk and eliminates fear. Now, when you do your research, you understand what we're into and you can't be shaken. Do your research, understand what's happening, and know that this is an opportunity that's going to set us up for the rest of our lives. Based on where we are now, based on where we've been before, can the same thing happen? Possibly. I mean, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I'm just doing my research and this is what I'm looking at. But this is what you have to do. You understand? And when we're in a bear market, when things are down, when everything is on sale, we might not see these numbers again. We might not see these numbers again. Okay? But all I'm saying is mindset. Change your mindset. Pay attention to what's happening. Look at what's happening. Look at how there's an attempt to control the way you think. Controlling the way you think, which will eventually control the way you act, which is what you do. Pay attention to what the news media is feeding you. You don't have to buy into everything. Think about if you have been alive longer than 20, 30 years, think about when you were born and what was available compared to what is available now. So you're living in this time and you're being closed-minded. It's a mindset. It's a mindset. So my challenge to you would be for you to challenge your mindset so that you don't get stuck and so that you don't get stuck in old ways. Don't say you wish you would have. You don't want to say you wish you would have, so at least try. This is not financial advice. It's just your boy, Crypto Rock. Hey, listen, I want my people to win. And if you're watching this video, you're my people. So we peoples. So let's win together. Do your own research at the end of the day. It's your boy, Crypto Rock. All Crip, Lord of none. Hey, listen, I wanted to somehow just put everything in retrospect so that we can have a clear understanding so that we will not be dismayed and we will not be denied. Because my people, we gonna win. It's your boy Crypto Rock for crypto culture. All Crip, Lord of none. Get out your feelings and get in the game. Catch y'all on the next.